First on News 25 at 5:30, Jackson County Sheriff Mike Byrd was in court today. We'll let you know what happened.
The Southern States Energy Board gathers in Biloxi. I'm Kirsten Voorhees. Coming up on News 25, we'll tell you why the Mississippi Gulf Coast plays such a vital role.
Plus, we'll take a close look at education tonight and the Common Core.
You're watching WXXV News 25, your local choice at 5:30. With Jennifer Tubwell, Joe Sullivan, and Chief Meteorologist Ashley Feaster.
Well, another day in court today in the controversial case of a local sheriff facing dozens of criminal charges. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jennifer Tubwell.
And I'm Joe Sullivan. The second bond hearing for Mike Byrd was held today in Pascagoula. The Jackson County Sheriff is indicted on 31 criminal charges and was in court to find out whether or not his bond would be revoked after witnesses in the case came forward stating that they felt intimidated by the sheriff. News 25's Sarah Duffy was there and she joins us in studio to let us know what happened. Sarah?
5 more witnesses took the stand today in Pascagoula as Jackson County District Attorney Tony Lawrence tried to convince Judge William F. Coleman to revoke Sheriff Byrd's bond, or at least hold him in contempt of court for intimidating witnesses and their families. All of the witnesses testified they had some kind of contact with Byrd since September 16, 2013, and all have relations with people involved in the grand jury testimony against Byrd. Judge Coleman stated he understands both sides. Byrd is still sheriff and walks a thin line when knowing who he can and cannot talk to. On the other hand, he says he realizes these witnesses must have felt some kind of intimidation to come forward to the DA. But Judge Coleman still ruled in favor of Byrd, stating there was not enough evidence of intimidation to revoke the bond. Byrd's attorney Joe Sam Owen told News 25 he's glad to be past it and ready to move on to the actual trial.
So I'm glad we're past this and now we can move to the real issue, and that's the indictment.
Joe Sam Owen says he now is waiting for the state to send over all the documents in the case against Byrd. Then he will file new motions. He wouldn't say what, just that we'll have to wait and see. Joe?
Police are asking for your help in locating the second suspect in a weekend shooting that killed a man in Pascagoula. 29-year-old Joseph Daniel was found about 11:30 Friday night outside Monaco Lake Apartments. He had a gunshot wound to his upper body. The first suspect, 25-year-old Joshua Liddell, turned himself into police on Sunday. He was arrested, charged with murder. Authorities are still searching for 34-year-old Joseph Walsh of Moss Point, who police say will also be charged with murder. Anyone with information on this case is asked to contact the Pascagoula Police or Crime Stoppers at 877-787-5898. You'll remain anonymous and you could qualify for a cash reward. Ashley joins us now with a check of our forecast. Ashley?
Thank you, Joe. And temperatures this morning were pretty comfortable, starting off the day with 62 in Pascagoula, 67 in Biloxi, and 66 in Gulfport. We had another beautiful day across the area with that mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures right now into the lower 80s, sitting at 81 in Gaucher and 82 in the Bay. We'll see temperatures for tonight dropping down into the middle 60s with light to calm winds. Coming up a little later, I'll have more details on what you can expect for the rest of the work week and when we'll see those next best chances for rain. Joe?
Governor Phil Bryant welcomed more than 200 attendees to the annual meeting of the Southern States Energy Board. The board gathered in Biloxi to talk about energy conservation and efficiency. News 25's Kirsten Voorhees tells us more about this conference.
The Southern States Energy Board works together for energy revolution in the South. The board includes governors and state legislators from several southern states, plus Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Growth in the industry is noticeable, and as chairman of the Southern States Energy Board, it's a very good opportunity for us to host this here in Mississippi and on the Gulf Coast.
Today's agenda addressed many ideas and opportunities to enhance economic development and the quality of life in the South. Some of these projects would bring thousands of jobs to the Gulf Coast. One idea is an $8 billion investment to export liquefied natural gas produced by the plant in Pascagoula.
The energy sector has been the area where jobs have been growing. where we are producing more high-paying, high-quality jobs.
With 16 different states and 2 territories coming together to talk about energy efficiency and conservation, representatives agree that it's important that they all work together.
We're all neighbors in some form or fashion, and so certainly we have states, to the east and to the west of us, and to the north of us, so it's important for us to all be talking about things that it's vital for all of us. It's vital for humankind if you think about it.
One of the biggest priorities of the board is to preserve the environment.
We live here. I bring my children here. We have grown up with this Gulf Coast, so we are going to protect it at all costs.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast has very diversified types of energy, which makes us less dependent on one source. In Biloxi, Kirsten Voorhees, News 25.
The conference will continue tomorrow. For more information about the Southern States Energy Board, just visit sseb.org.
Well, the Harrison County Board of Supervisors met today in Biloxi to talk about the success of cruising the coast. They also met to approve a new financial system for the county. Leaders voted in favor of a deal with CPS Financial to allow vendors to receive payments electronically from the county rather than by check in the mail. Vendors can keep their current payment method, or they can switch to the new payment method starting January 1st, 2014. The supervisors also thanked everyone involved for making sure that cruising the coast was a success. District 1 Supervisor Wendy Sweatman says that he realizes the county needs to grow in order to keep up with the growth of cruising the coast for next year.
It looked like Highway 90 was an RV park, which was great. That's what we want. But it also gave us challenges, and with those challenges come more opportunities, and that is just our infrastructure and making sure that we have enough hotel rooms.
Now we say goodbye to cruising the coast. It was a record-breaking year for both the vehicles and spectators. Now, of course, it's time to clean up. Today, cities have been working hard at getting things back to normal, from taking down tents to loading up hundreds of barriers. This is a very time-consuming cleanup, and crews started out early this morning, and they'll be working all day long. But what cleaning crews are not seeing a lot of is trash and clutter from the cruisers.
Pretty much the cruisers clean up on their own. I mean, we're talking about an adult crowd, a senior adult crowd for the most part, and they pretty much pick up after themselves. That pretty much was not a problem years past. It's going to only be the things that we laid out logistically. It'll be in the barricades and things like that.
Cleaning up after your party. Wow, what a novel idea that is.
It was so great to see all the cars in town. Just loved it.
Oh, I know.
All right, coming up on News 25 at 5:30, we'll have a detailed look at your forecast. But first, here's a look at your tides for tomorrow.
Now, News 25 Weather Edge with Chief Meteorologist Ashley Feaster.
Well, we ended up with beautiful weather for cruising the coast and a great start to the work week as we're looking on the MDOT traffic cam. This is at Canal Street in Long Beach, just south of Interstate 10, where we do have a lot of sunshine and dry conditions. And we are going to see another day of dry conditions. However, this stretch of great weather we've seen is shortly going to come to the end as we do introduce those rain chances and a few more clouds to the forecast. 80 right now in Gaucher, 82 in Pascagoula, 81 in Gulfport. Winds have been fairly light today. We do have a south-southeast wind at 5 miles per hour in Pascagoula, south winds at 6 miles per hour in Gulfport, and south winds at 8 miles per hour in Biloxi. And overall for tonight, we'll see winds becoming lighter, eventually becoming calm overnight into tomorrow morning. Satellite and radar, we did see a few clouds throughout the day, but we also saw a lot of sunshine. Again, it was a beautiful start to the work week. As we continue into tonight and into tomorrow, we're really going to see those clouds starting to increase as we are watching another system that's going to push into the area. And as we go ahead and zoom out, this is the area across the Midwest that we're watching all of that rain and all of those clouds associated with the cold front that is pushing in our direction. And that is going to be the system that's responsible for bringing us rain chances for the second half of the week. So that cold front is going to continue to push into our area. Right now, it looks like Wednesday into Thursday Thursday is when we're going to see the best chance for that cold front arriving. But unfortunately, it's not just going to be Wednesday and Thursday that we're talking about rain chances, because it is going to stall out and we're going to see rain chances sticking around for quite a while. A look at your extended forecast. Again, rain chances returning on Wednesday. We have the highest rain chances on Thursday, and it's really just going to depend on that cold front. Different forecast models show different things, but it looks like the cold front is going to push through our area and then move back up to our area, so affecting our weather for several days. Joe and Jennifer.
The Saints came within seconds of beating the New England Patriots Sunday. New Orleans came up short after a touchdown pass by Tom Brady. Saints had taken a 24-23 lead with 3:29 remaining on this Drew Brees 34-yard touchdown pass to Kenny Stills, but couldn't put New England away. Tom Brady's 17-yard touchdown pass to Kenbrell Tompkins with only 5 seconds left gave the Patriots a wild 30-27 win and knocked the Saints from the ranks of the unbeaten. It capped a 70-yard drive in which the Patriots marched downfield with no timeouts after getting the ball with 1:08 to play. Saints march into their bye week in first place in the NFC South.
We did some good. We fought back in it. Obviously, it's disappointing, not to get the win, but you got to credit your opponent. In this case, the offense, Tom, and those guys for New England, made a play late in the game, and those are tough. That's this league.
The Saints' next game is Sunday, October 27th at home against the Buffalo Bills. It's an annual tradition in Colorado, and people travel from all over to see how far they can lob a gourd. But not just any gourd, it's the annual Pumpkin Chunkin' Festival. And competitors of all ages build their best pumpkin tossing contraptions. 16 years have been doing it, and the festival helps budding scientists use their creativity to create the best machines possible. The pros even have a mile-long range tossing. I bet the kids love that stuff. That's pretty cool.
I'm sure they do. They would have to.
Yeah. All right, one final forecast before we get out the door.
We do have a chance for rain returning to the forecast on Wednesday as a cold front pushes into our area, bringing us rain chances through the second half of the week and into the weekend, along with some cooler temperatures just in time for the weekend.
All right, Ashley, thank you.
Just in time for some pumpkin tossing. Right. Thanks, Ashley. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys back here tonight at 10 o'clock. Have a good night.
Have a good night. We'll see you at 10.
Good night.